Today's video was all messed up. It wasn't even a good video. Today's just not even a good video. We're already done cutting, but I'm making this little clip to post at the beginning of the video because it was a good day. It was a really good, productive day, but as far as just video making day, it was not a good day for video making. There's a lot of clips. We're leaving you hanging, and a lot of excitement on falling trees, on wedging trees over, on the wind helping us. May have to get out on the creek and run chokers under log on the ice. We were busy today, and me and Dad worked really hard and as fast as we could to get the job knocked out and done. And that was from dragging out a few hangers to pulling trees that needed to be pulled, pushing on a couple of trees, finishing cutting a few in the fence line, to bucking logs and rowing them up with a skid steer. So it was really fast. Everything was fast paced today for the most part. So the video's not good. Not good. There's Brandon texting me. Brandon, you're texting me. I'm trying to make a video. Stop. Put it off there. Where was I going to go? Oh yeah. So I just want to forewarn you before you get into the video, dive in here. And I'll put all the clips just like they were, but I'm going to go ahead and do my end of video rant now because I'm not going back to put any more clips on. So, thanks for checking out our channel. Be sure to follow us on all of our social outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Turner Logging LLC. Check us out at Timber Tracker. Download that free app. It's got the new features. The app's been updated. It's got the handheld calculator like all your log buyers have. All that right there. Save it, print it, quote it, email it, drop GPS coordinates, pin drops, all that good stuff. It's pretty legit. The new updated version is. It is. So check that out, and you can go to loggerthreads.com for all the logging and timber apparel. We're always working on stuff there too. Always working on stuff with Timber Tracker. Always working in general. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and to enjoy today's video. We will see you tomorrow. We've already been dragging some logs out this morning. Of course, I did some cleanup with the skid steer too. See that kind of brush pile there. The landowner took the hot wire fence down, which he's wanting these couple big trees here cut, and that's where Dad's headed right now. He's going to cut those. I'd been over there cutting a few more and getting a few, just a few stragglers, trying to get them cleaned up. Of course, then I jumped on the cat and did that cleanup, and I just packed those few logs and put them right there at the brush grapple. One of them was across that little ditch. Now I'm going to take the skidder and park it over there. I would say that big tree, I'll end up pulling it back into the pile with the skidder, but I'm going to take the saw and cut those tops up as soon as Dad gets them on the ground. That way, oh boy, that way we can get those tops piled and cleaned up real quick. Now some of these trees here, I don't think that one goes. I know that one there does. They're going to fall back across this old fence, which is no count. We already spoke to the landowner about that. As soon as we cut them and fall across it, I'll take the skid steer and get the top up. I'm going to pile the tops up. And before we leave, that loblolly there, it was just worn out from rain and cattle. It used to be a crossing years ago. We'll take the bucket and we'll smooth that out and make it to where it is a creek crossing again, or a ditch crossing. It's not really a creek, it's just a ditch. But we'll smooth that out, that way he can drive across there and get to the road on the other side. We'll just shut this guy off real quick. Oh, hard on the knees. There's a lot of footage in that big tree there. It's got a lot of footage in it. It's just a big tabletop tree, but it'll sure help the pile. We're thinking these are going to average up around 175 feet a tree, which anymore is pretty good for walnut in this part of the country. Especially there's quite a bit of veneer in there too. That's always a plus. We'll get the saw and get over here. Actually, I think I'll leave that 661 on the skidder and I'll burn what's left of the gas in this 880. Work that top up. She's about to come down. We got that top cut up for the most part. Got a little bit of trimming on to do yet. That's clipping the spurs now. It's not uncommon to see some of these big pasture trees just stand there. I'd say this one probably is. Is it just standing there, Dad? Is it just standing there? Get a wedge. We're going to pull this big one down. It's a big tree. It's got a hard lean back to the south. Climbed up in it, put a choker on it, hooked back into the main line. Luckily we've got kind of a south wind today helping us. I don't know how much it'll help us, but it's better than a north wind hurting us. That's really a good tree there. It never fails, these good trees like this always have to go close to a fence line, property line, power line, roadway, right-of-way, waterway. Very seldom do we ever just get these big guys off by themselves or they'll come down without a hitch. Good piece of wood there. The wind can be your friend. We put a wedge into that tree. We were going to wedge it over, and we got lucky. We put it in there, and we thought, you know, let's just hold it right here, because the wind's been gusting out of the south a little bit today, as I mentioned before, and that was the way it was wanting to fall anyway, and we kind of wanted it there because that's where the treetop's going to go when I pile the rest of this. So now we can buck the log up, cut the log out of there, should I say, and drag it out. Then we can just pile the top right there, and it all worked out pretty good. It's, like I said, not every day the wind is your friend, but some days you get lucky. Every now and then I do dumb things. And by every now and then I mean 7 or 8, 10 times an hour, every day. This tree was leaning out over the creek here. I drug that one up out of the creek because it fell in there too, but I could get to it easy with the cable. And of course I drug the top up here in the brush, keep it out of the creek. Now this one here, like a fool, I knew it was going to do the same thing, and rather than wrap the choker around it before I cut it like I should have done, obviously you can see I did not. So now we're going to jump out on this log and try to wrap a cable around it and get the top and stuff back up here in the brush out of the creek, because I'm sure this creek gets on a tear every now and then. The last thing we want is somebody getting mad because our treetops have taken out their water gaps. So hopefully I can get this done without getting baptized here, falling through the ice, which it wouldn't be the first time that happened either. I've fell through the ice a few times. I think maybe only once cutting logs, but trapping I've had some mishaps before. So here we go. We'll see if we can do this without getting wet. Well, that took much longer than it should have. I didn't think we'd ever get that thing out of there. It was wedged up under that bank, and I had to reposition twice with the cable on the angle of pull. Finally had to come back this way and pull it down the bank about 15 feet before we got a good opening to pull it up, because it was catching on the undercut and the roots of the trees on the creek there. And then pulling it up, slick as the ground is, like to never got traction to get out of here. Like to never got it. Well, let's see if we can get it out to the deck. Last tree on the job right there. That's a good one. Big old girl. Big old girl. That's kind of odd, you know. They just kind of stop. There's one right there, but it's not big enough to cut really. We're gonna let it grow, but been a good job. Been a real good job of timber. We'll get this one. I had to winch it. We're here on this little hillside, and slick as it is, I couldn't get it in a good angle to pull it up out of here, so I winched it. It hung up into that little tree there, that little coffee bean up there. So we just winched her on down before I cut it off, and I'll swing it around. We'll see if we can't get it out of here and out to the deck. Slick and greasy. Slick and greasy with it warming up. It's only going to last today though. It's supposed to cool back off tomorrow. Let's go out to the deck. Dad's out there bucking and marking and bucking. Oh gosh. Slick. Today's video's just been all over the place. We've been in such a hurry to try to get this job wrapped up and done. I just got done rowing up all the logs. We got 3 really good rows here. Deck's cleaned up. I got a few little odds and end pieces like that piece there to take care of yet, but for the most part everything's cleaned up. When I come back Friday to do the sale, I'll get here a little early just to fine-tune everything. Just mainly to do some cleanup with the skid steer yet. It's a good thing we're done because we're about out of fuel on the skid steer. When I started, I was actually worried we wouldn't get done without running out of fuel. I don't know how much I had on the transfer tank on the back. As I said earlier, treetops got piled up real good. They already come back and put the hot wire fence back up, so that's good. So we'll shut it down for today. It's been a good day. Me and Dad, we went pretty hard all morning trying to get this wrapped up and done. He thought we'd be done by noon, and I think it's just a little after 1 o'clock, so I know he was wanting to get done pretty quick, and so was I. Crap. Safety features. Anyway, like I said, today's video's just been all over the place. Some videos are better than others. Today's one of those others. Oh my gosh. I love this little thing, but sitting in it for long periods of time wears you out. I lock up every night. I lock up. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm going to pull the key out of the skidder. We're going to head to the house. This is a little better view of them. You can see they're there. Some big trees in there, some big veneer logs. Good in there on the end. Just a little better overview before we head out.